Hello, Kel67 Gaming here. This time I'm going not only console specific but genre specific. This is going to be my favourite 5 PS3 JRPGs. The PlayStation 1 was actually my gateway into the world of role-playing games. The very first one that I played on that was Suikoden, however you want to say that. The Konami classic, which I just absolutely fell in love with. It was kind of a bridge between the 16-bit and 32-bit era games in that it was on a 32-bit system but looked and played very much like a 16-bit. Obviously progressed from there. Loved the Final Fantasy games, 7 and especially 8, and those are other games along the way. When the PlayStation 2 came out, I kind of didn't really play that many role-playing games, so I'm not entirely sure why I got back into it with the PS3, but I did. Not only did I get back into it, but I managed to discover some quite wonderful games, a lot of which were actually exclusive to the PlayStation 3, so probably not as well known as they might otherwise have been. As I said, there's some absolutely brilliant games on the PS3 as far as JRPGs go, and I'm going to take you through the ones that they're not necessarily the very best, but the ones that I've enjoyed the most. As we go through this, I'm not going to be giving away any of the plot. These games are there to be played. You don't want me to tell you what happens. You know, you want to be playing these yourself. So we'll be looking at them on a very superficial level. We won't be getting into plot points and that sort of thing. So with that said, let's kick off the countdown with my 5th favourite PS3 JRPG.
Right, let's just get this over with. Yeah! This one's gonna hurt! Alright, I got it! Leave it to me! Great victory for Madame Wilbow! Hey! Feels like my muscles... Let's get this out of our way. And go! I'll go from this side. Take that! Not paying attention? This is it! Ah! Hi-ya! There! And go! Jab! And that's how it's done. Guess I got stronger again. Ha-ha!
So the 5th game on my list is Aisha, Alchemist of Dusk. I'm sure that I've butchered the pronunciation of that. As you could see by the gameplay there, this is very heavily anime inspired, as you'll find quite a lot of these JRPGs are. This particular one has quite a charming story. You play as the titular Aisha, who runs a shop with her sister Neo. Neo disappears, and the quest is for Aisha to find Neo before it's too late to bring her back. That's as much of the plot as you're getting. You saw there in the little bit of gameplay, as I said, very heavily anime inspired. This game was one of the games that NIS America brought to the West. I think the most famous one would probably be is it Hyperdimension Neptunia, which was quite popular for a JRPG in the West. Just spoiler alert. Hyperdimension Neptunia does not make this list because I don't own any of them on the PS3. I only own the PS Vita versions, although they are great games if you want to check them out. So as I said, you've got this very charming premise of the sister looking for a missing sibling. The other thing that you'll probably notice, unlike Western games, in JRPGs, they're certainly not afraid to have a female protagonist. In this case, Aisha, and as we go through, I'm sure we'll come across other female protagonists. That's it for that. Oh, sorry, battle system. Battle system on this one is a turn-based standard JRPG. So anyone who knows the genre, be very at home with this one. So definitely check it out. So that was my fifth favourite, which means that this next one will be my second favourite PS3 JRPG. So at number 4 we have Disgaea 4, which kind of just fits, doesn't it, at number 4. This one, again, it's anime inspired, however a different kind of anime. This is more your cel shaded graphics, visually quite similar to Wind Waker, for those that have played that, although the gameplay is very different indeed. This is a tactical RPG rather than the simple turn-based that we had in Atelier Aisha, which is not quite so traditional for JRPG, however works very well in this particular title. Basic story in this is you are kind of supervising minions in hell, that sort of thing. You also happen to be a vampire with a werewolf for a best friend. It's quite silly. The humour, though, is absolutely brilliant in it. And without getting too heavily into the plot, not really a lot more that I can say about it. Definitely worth your time if you like tactical RPGs. I'm thinking something along the lines of, you know, Valkyria Chronicles, obviously Final Fantasy Tactics, that sort of thing. And that's number 4 on my list. So that means that we must be at the halfway point, which is number 3 on my list of my favourite PS3 JRPGs.
Whoa! Give me a break, Kyrie.
Sorry, you lazy bum. I knew that I'd find you snoozing down here.
No, this huge black thing swallowed me up. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't... Ow!
Are you still dreaming?
It wasn't a dream. Or was it? I don't know. What was that place? So bizarre.
Yeah, sure.
Say, Kyrie, what was your hometown like? You know, where you grew up?
I've told you before. I don't remember.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
You ever want to go back?
Well, I'm happy here.
Really?
But you know, I wouldn't mind going to see it.
I'd like to see it too. Along with any other worlds out there. I want to see them all.
So what are we waiting for?
Hey! Aren't you guys forgetting about me? So, I guess I'm the only one working on the raft. And you're just as lazy as he is.
So you know this. Okay, we'll finish it together. I'll race you.
Huh?
What? Are you kidding?
Ready? Go!
So this one is Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix. As I said at the top of this video, I kind of didn't really play many role-playing games throughout the lifespan of the PlayStation 2. So this one is my first experience of Kingdom Hearts. If I'm honest, actually it was Aiden who wanted to buy the game. But sometimes he has really good taste, what can I say? So this one is an action RPG, very Zelda-esque in the combat system. The twist with this one, of course, is the cameos from the Disney characters. So you get Goofy and Donald Duck, and well, you know who you're getting. There is also a great part where you get to meet the Little Mermaid, which is excellent. Also, as well as getting to meet classic Disney characters, something that particularly resonated with me, you get to meet Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. As I've said before, love Final Fantasy VIII, and obviously Squall, the main protagonist in that. Can't help but love the fact that he gets a cameo role in this one. So that was my third favourite game, which means that very quickly we're up to my second favourite PS3 JRPG.
Stay calm now.
Here goes!
Okay, go.
So that one was Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Again, very heavily anime inspired. I love this. I love the graphical feel of this one. This is, I think, to a Western audience, this is more reminiscent of what we would understand to be an animated film. Certainly the graphical style, which is excellent. But again, I don't want to go too much into the plot, but there's a couple of things that I think it would be a shame not to mention. Drippy. Oh, Drippy. I love that that he's got a Welsh accent. Now, I don't know if you get a Welsh accent in other parts of the world, but our Mr. Drippy has a Welsh accent, which is just absolutely brilliant. Being from the UK, it's something that helps you connect with the game, although it's not the area of the country that I'm from. I don't actually know anyone who speaks like that. To hear a Welsh accent was just brilliant. I think you've got the setup for the story. A typical tragedy befalls young boy goes on an adventure. It's been done a lot of times before. However, this is a particularly good execution of that formula. Combat in this one is, again, we're going back to turn-based, which is more traditional for these JRPGs. Just an excellent game. I think probably most people who own a PS3 in the West have played this one, because it did come out to quite a lot of fanfare, and I think sold really well. We've quite recently got a sequel for it on the PS4, and I'm sure there's some people who have played that one also. So that was my second favourite JRPG, which means there's only one place that we can really go now. And maybe some people are trying to guess what this may be, but here is my favourite PS3 JRPG.
Is this Seal and Protecta? You downloaded it? Impossible. I didn't give you enough time.
Oh, sorry. She downloaded it during the fight. Looks like our best luck.
That was careless of me. Stop them!
Whoa, whoa. Did you think I just let you walk by?
Feel the strength of our thoughts! Now let's get started.
Why don't you just stay put?
I'm leaving this one up to you. That's right!
Not so fast!
I'm leaving this one up to you.
Program confirmed.
Can you withstand my attack? I'm impressed! That's right! Nice! Don't stop now! Leaving the support to you. Come on, let's finish this. I'm gonna give you everything I've got. It's not like I'm gonna support you. You got that? If you really want me to, then I suppose I'll stay by your side. Let's do it again. Alright, time to unleash everything. That's right! Nice! Don't stop now! Ow!
Why not quit now? Not so fast!
Hey! You're supposed to protect me! Not bad. That's right! We're putting an end to this. That's right! Nice!
What should we do now? Maybe we should bring her back with us.
Me? Go with you?
We've taken control of CL and Protecta. You can't escape.
Is that so?
Damn it, this is getting old.
My apologies. CLM Protecta was convenient. So yes, I made use of it. But the true song has already been downloaded to a suitable soul. It only awaits my final command.
The true song?
The song that will bring God into this world. Class, CL no surge.
CL no surge?
What's that mean?
Farewell, impudent children. I pray that you may be reborn into purer souls.
This one is probably not so well known. You'll notice that the graphical style is very similar to Atelier Aisha, that was at number 5. This one is Arno Surge, Ode to an Unborn Star. The reason that it looks so similar is that's the same team that done this. Is another one of the NIS America games that was brought over to the West. This one, however, is a lot higher up my list than Atelier Aisha because the story and the setting just appeals to me personally a lot more. In this one, it's obviously more of a sci-fi setting, which I think comes more natural to people who grew up on the later Final Fantasy series of games. That it feels kind of more familiar. The battle system on this one is actually quite different. It's kind of turn-based real time. If I'll try and explain how it works. You tend to go into battle with 2 characters. Now these 2 characters will their strength will increase as their relationship with each other strengthens. So as you play the game, even just running through the story parts of the game, there'll be parts of the game where you have the chance to strengthen your relationship with your partner. In the clip that you saw there, you'll have saw Delta and Cass. Cass she stands at the back and they call it weaving a song. What is she gives the magical energy to the battle, whereas Delta, you see, had the 2 sort of laser fist things, and he stands in the front. Delta is definitely the warrior. He does all the physical attacks, and his other job is he has to protect Cass when she's being attacked. So he will block her. The reasoning that the game gives for it is while she's weaving a magical song, she's completely vulnerable. So that's what you've got. It's kind of turn-based in so much as you get a turn and the enemy gets a turn. However, within your turn that you have, there's real-time attacks, but they're limited. So you may have 5 of one kind of attack, 2 of one kind of another kind of attack, and 1 of another kind of attack. You also have characters that you have befriended that are out with the party that's battling that you can call upon for special attacks. And I believe you saw a couple of those in the gameplay that I've just shown. There's a surprising level of depth to the combat as well, which is something that I really appreciate. The story's really engaging. I'm not going to get into all the plot points, but it's just an excellent game, and this one is one that I actually discovered on PlayStation Now. So if you can't find a physical copy of this game, and it's entirely possible that you won't be able to, there is the option to take out a PlayStation Now subscription, and you can play this through well, actually you can't play PlayStation Now through the PS3 anymore, or the Vita, which you could when I first took out the subscription, but you can play it on a PC or a PS4. So there is that option open to you. And if you wanted to sample the game, I would certainly recommend that you do that, at least as a try before you buy. Although, because I've never seen the physical game, I don't know if it's worth it. To be honest, the game itself, it's entirely possible, because it's quite unknown, that you pick up for less than a subscription to PS Now. Who knows? Just any way that you get to play this game, please do so. Excellent game. Can't recommend it highly enough. And that's my list. Now I know that there's a lot of people that get very invested in JRPGs, and everyone has their own particular style of game that they like. So you shouldn't have anyone that's agreeing with this list wholesale, especially because I've tried not to stick to all turn-based, or all tactical, or all real-time. I've tried to mix it up a little bit. For me, I can do that quite easily, because when I play these games, it's more about the story than the game mechanic and that sort of thing. So if you disagree, and I'm sure there's people out there who do disagree, please tell them in the comments down below what your favourite games are. But that's your very favourite, whether you've got a top 5, a top 10, just let me know. Chances are, because of the rarity of some of these games, that I've never even seen these games, and I'm always on the lookout for more JRPGs to play. Of course, it would be a lot handier if I had a lot more time to play them, but you make the time when you get a good game. So please let me know what you would have put in. Tell me what you disagree with. I really don't mind that at all, and I think for every person who disagrees with a particular choice that I've got, there'll be another person who absolutely agrees with it. So, you know, we're all friends here. We can debate this like adults. And before I go, if you haven't already, please do leave a like on the video. Apparently that helps getting it discovered on YouTube. I'm not entirely sure how. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're a very small channel. We're trying to grow. That's the only way that we're going to do it, is to get more subscribers, get more eyes on the product, as it were. And if you want to share this anywhere or with anyone, please do so. I would appreciate that immensely. And until next time, keep gaming.